Hi, everybody. It's the Wednesday edition of Proline. And there's Jim Feist. I'm Dave Koken, and we're ready to talk about two of the best games in college basketball tonight. These are good matchups. Louisville is at Notre Dame. Texas visiting Oklahoma. We'll get into those in a moment. Let's start off by updating you on what's going on with me. Boy, it's been a good run. I was just talking with Jim about this before we started taping, and you wish you could do this all the time. You can't. Nobody can. There may be some guys who are kind of throwing the bull out there that'll tell you they hit 90% or whatever, but the reality is you can't win like this all the time. What you want to do is be as steady as possible and then have those explosions where you can really rake in the cash. That's what's taking place right now. It basically started last Friday, and I've won almost everything since that time. Last night, I did lose a small play. My smallest play of the night was NC Wilmington, and that lost. But my two big plays, the Pacers and the NBA, an easy cover. They almost beat Miami straight up. The Pacers have really picked it up since they made the coaching change. And I had the Drake Bulldogs, an outright underdog winner in college. So my customers are real happy right now. I'm real happy. And you can be one of those customers. For a very small investment, you'll be getting these games. All right, $79. You go all the way through the conference tournaments. The conference tournaments don't end until March 16th. So talking about well over a month. You get every action play I've got in college and pro basketball. So you're looking at probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 50 selections for about $1.50 a piece. You're gonna make money on these. There's only one. I can't force you to sign up for this, okay? But if you're making the smart decisions in terms of what you're trying to do here, what you're trying to accomplish by betting on sports, I think this is a no-brainer. Make the call today. Get tonight's games. 1-866-841-1665. Again, it's just $79. I've had a lot of people sign up for this, and they've already made that $79 back, and then some, even if they're small bettors. 1-866-841-1665. Now, this special is going to run out the next day or two. So take advantage of it now and get yourself in the win column. We'll find out what Jim's doing in just a moment. But let's first talk about this Louisville-Notre Dame game. A lot of depth on Louisville, and they've needed it because they've had some injury problems lately. Notre Dame plays only a six-man rotation, so these guys are almost Iron Men, but they're used to it. Mike Bray, to me, that's good coaching, Jim. He doesn't have much faith in his bench. So he's gone with the same six guys, basically. There's a couple of guys who play 3 or 4 minutes here and there in a pinch, but it's basically the same guys on the court. Now, they'll have to withstand that pressure from Louisville tonight because Louisville does make you work at it, but it looks like Notre Dame's really well conditioned. Boy, they're good at home. They haven't lost a home game all season. This series, the home teams won every meeting between these teams. Now, that's not a lot of games because Louisville didn't join the Big East until a few years ago, so they played, I think, 6 games since Louisville joined the conference. The home teams won them all, but Notre Dame's covered 5 of those 6 games. This is tough. I don't like laying points to Louisville, so I won't be on this game, but I like the way Notre Dame's playing. Louisville's had some guys in and out of the lineup lately because of some issues with health. They get Knowles, who's their best shooter and best scorer, back tonight. But, I don't know if he's 100%. He's coming off a hamstring injury. I think this is going to be really close to the number. So it's a tough call for me. But I'm going to side with Notre Dame to win by more than 4, maybe by 5 or 6. Doesn't matter what they win by, though. If they get to 6, it means they covered the spread. Shaky call on the Irish. I can't wait to watch the game. I think this will be one of the best games of the night, Jim.
It should be, Dave, but you mentioned the injuries. Louisville's suffering a few right now. The top rebounders could be missing this game. Obviously, they're getting Knowles back, and we don't know his real condition, but he's going to play. But Notre Dame at home in this spot, I kind of made the game like 3.5 to 4.5 in that range, which is exactly where it's at. And I'm looking at the trends on 4 of the last 5 games. Louisville's gone under the total, and those totals were kind of in this range One was much higher. Notre Dame, also an under team, basically. They don't get a lot of points. I mean, these teams can play some defense. The line, interestingly enough, it opened 137s up to 139. Maybe the value was to some players that they thought that this was going to. I'm going to probably go under the total, but I also like Notre Dame in this spot. I think the injuries are going to catch up to them. You know, Notre Dame playing that 6-man rotation, they get away with that now because they're not playing every day.
Yeah.
They get into a tournament and have to play every day. That's going to get to them. So they're not going to be deep enough to go that everyday pace, but right now they're okay with that. Notre Dame at home in this spot, I think, is right, and a little bit on the under.
All right, so this is pretty good. Okay, $2 with a guarantee. This is a pretty good offer, folks. You're going to force people to spend that much, huh, Jim? $2, and you're going to give them a guarantee on top of that.
Yeah, but I'm going to make it special for you, Dave. It's $3. This is what I got going on here. Like Dave said, it's a $2 offer. It's a $2 midweek special, and I would like everybody to jump on. I mean, this is a no-brainer, really, folks. I mean, that's right. $2. You get a pair of personal service winners. And better yet, like Dave said, I guarantee I'm going 2-0 or the next 2 days are free. $2. That's it. Two plays, parlay the darn thing, 2 personal service games, and parlay it. Make the call, 1-866-841-1655. $2 for my midweek special that's guaranteed to win or the next 2 days are free. The phone number is 1-866-841-1655. And as always, don't forget, for free winners daily, text WINNER, WINNER, to 313131. You'll get free winners sent right to your cell phone. Make sure you make the call to get the $2 special. 1-866-841-1655.
That's a good offer. Here's a good game. These two teams... You know, we were talking about this before we started taping this. You said the magic phrase. I mean, Oklahoma has got to be absolutely sick of losing to the Texas Longhorns. Maybe they can get him this time. This is going to be, if we're talking about a game where, you know, they play rough in the Big East, but it's usually a pretty quick tempo as well. This is going to be one of those infantry battles, I suspect, between Texas and Oklahoma. This could be a rough game tonight.
You know, arguably, Texas is the best team in the country. Excuse me, I'm looking up my notes here. This team might be the best team in the country. They've lost 3 games, but they've been really impressive. I mean, very, very impressive. And I was listening to a couple of people on the radio the other day, and they were analyzing the different teams, and there's so many reasons to think Texas could be the best club. They already beat this team a couple of weeks ago, and it was on the 15th of January, 66-46. You know, the game went under the total. The total in that game was 135, at least closed 135. I look for this game to go under. I really do. I think it's gonna be a battle. Now, you think, put your head onto this. Oklahoma has now covered 7 straight games. They've won 4 of the last 5. They lost at Oklahoma State, but covered just a couple days ago. Getting 9.5, they lost by 6. They're playing well. Now, they're not physically as good as Texas. But motivation and revenge come into this. They have lost to this team a lot. And these players are sick of losing to this club. And embarrassed by 20 points, only scoring 46 a couple weeks ago. The Raptors are going to be rocking this. I mean, the place is going to rock. They're going to be up for this game like no other game. Oklahoma, Texas, that's a rivalry that goes down anywhere as one of the tops. Oklahoma's going to be ready for this game. Can they cover the spread? Actually, the spread is actually at 10.5. What was it, 12? Oh, it was 12. That's right, it was 12. It's a little bit down to 11.5. I like this game to go under, and I give Oklahoma a hell of a shot to win the game.
This is what I guess this has been my philosophy over the years. I think Oklahoma's the right side in the game, but it's a game I won't bet. And the reason for it is Texas scares the crap out of me. I mean, they are just so determined. Rick Barnes' teams always play defense. But I think this is probably the most athletic team he's had down there. Now, these guys are thoroughbreds. You kid who played Finley Prep here in Las Vegas. Holy cow. These guys, the Thompson kid, he's amazing. They're a threat to win the whole thing this year. They're that good.
Yeah, they definitely are.
This may be the best team he's ever had. And Barnes has had some good squads down there. The flip side of it is, though, there's no way that I can lay double figures against Oklahoma in this game. Capel's team is playing a lot better now than they were early in the season. They've kind of found their identity, and their identity is defense. They have to go out there and grind. They're not blessed with a lot of athleticism. If it gets into that type of game, Oklahoma would have no shot. The same thing would happen as happened in the first game. But the first game was actually played at a pace that I don't think Oklahoma minds. I think they need to keep the game at that kind of a pace, kind of a grinder where it's well under the total. If this game's high scoring, it's Texas that's going to be doing most of the scoring. So I want they're under here. I think that is the right move in this game, Jim. This side for me, I'm going to stay out of it. If I had to play it, I guess I'd take Oklahoma. But again, I guess for me, I'd rather try and beat somebody that I can feel more comfortable about having a chance to beat. I know if Texas gets things going, they can stretch this out. And really, it takes them a few minutes. I mean, this can be a 5 or 6 point game, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's 15. I don't see that happening as far as the total is concerned. I would not be surprised if this game is in the 50s. 57, 51, one of those deals. There's some value here in the under, and I think that's a real good side or a real good angle that you've come up with on this one, Jim. I'm going to agree and go with the under. Again, let me recap.
It opened 32 and it's still around 32, 31 also. So you get the one thing about point out when a team is talked about as much as Texas is, as potentially being the best team. And the radio show I was listening to was Coach K, and he was analyzing his own team and other teams as well. And the guy he was talking to never brought up Texas. He never said a word about Texas. And Coach K said, if we're talking about the best teams in the country, we should talk about the team that probably is the best team in the country. He said, Texas has got the athletes, they got the coaching, they're on a roll. This is the team you need to worry about. And all the other teams are good, and they're all there. But Texas right now is the best team in the country. Yeah. Now, they hear that. These kids, they hear that. Okay, the head gets a little big. They already beat this team by 20. Wow, we can beat these guys. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's classic. It's the kind of game I like to look for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the spot. There's no question on the spot. It's Oklahoma. So, in terms of that angle, home dog revenge. Yeah. The crowd's going to be nuts in this game. You know what? If you're a basketball fan, you watch these two games tonight, you're going to have a good time. I'll guarantee you that.
That's right.
Fun games to watch, and they could be wars.
It's actually too bad Louisville's got the injuries they have, because that would be a classic matchup as well. The injuries might hurt them a little bit.
Could be, although I got to tell you, Pitino, he had his issues off the court last year, but the guy can still coach basketball, and you never count out Louisville. Notre Dame, Mike Brey might be doing his best coaching job at Notre Dame. I like the fact that he's basically shortened the rotation. I'm only going to play my best guys. Be in shape, guys, because you're going to be playing 30 minutes plus right down the line. But Louisville, the one worry Notre Dame's going to have is foul trouble. I think they're really well conditioned. Foul trouble in any game could be a problem for them because their bench isn't good. So enjoy the games tonight. Take advantage of the offers. Mine is a long-term offer, $79. You're going through the conference tournaments. All my action plays, college and pro basketball, been blazing hot lately. 1-866-841-1665. And Jim's offer, well, if you got $2 handy,
just two.
Listen, I mean, you can't go wrong with this.
$2, 2 plays, big plays. Parlay them, do whatever you want with them. They're guaranteed they're going to win, or the next 2 days are free. So the $2, you don't want to miss out on this. 1-866-841-1655.
And don't forget the text is winner at 313131. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's right. Free plays every day right to your cell phone.
How easy is that? You get a message on your cell phone, and there's your play. All right, well,
doesn't get any easier.
On Thursday, another great schedule tomorrow. Boy, we're getting into that time of year where there's really good matchups every night in college basketball. We'll cover a couple of them tomorrow on Proline. Have a great day, everybody. See you later.
Bye, everybody.